Hey everyone, Ben from Living Survival, and today I got another great product that I'm really excited about, and I think you're going to be too. This is the LiteOutdoors True Silnylon Tarp, so stick with me. So you guys might remember a video I did last winter on a cylinder stove from LiteOutdoors. It was titanium, and the point of the video, the goal I was trying to reach was, could I get a multiple person shelter and a stove to keep that warm in below freezing temperatures into a backpack? And I accomplished that on that video. I took a 4-man teepee and put the LiteOutdoors cylinder stove, which packs up very small, in the teepee, and it was very warm and a very cool product. So you guys can check that video out. I'll put a link below in the description. So my buddy Brennan at LiteOutdoors now offers Silnylon tarps. Now, what do I mean by true Silnylon? Well, the term is sort of widely used in the industry on tarps. Most Silnylon tarps are actually just polyurethane coated or silicone coated on one side and polyurethane on the other side, and they call them a Sil tarp. The LiteOutdoors tarp, however, is a true Silnylon tarp. So what that means is that the silicone is actually embedded into the threads or impregnated into the threads, and giving it a very waterproof capability, but maintaining a very, very small size and very, very lightweight tarp. The material on this tarp is 20D as opposed to, let's say, 40D on a polyurethane or silicone coated tarp. They have to use a higher denier thread on the coated tarps because the coating can tend to break down the strength of the threads, and that's not the case with the Silnylon tarps. A true Silnylon tarp, since it's impregnated in there with the thread and it's not coated, they can get away by using a lighter weight material, hence the 20D in the LiteOutdoors tarp. It's still very waterproof, and you can see it packs down very small, and this is an 8x10 tarp, making it the ultimate tarp for backpackers who are looking to shed weight. So as you can see, it comes in a very nice stuff sack, but let's pull it out and let's take a closer look. All right, so I went ahead and pitched this tent for use with a hammock, and as you can see, an 8x10 tarp works amazing. I have it diagonally. You can see the ridge line is actually running that way by tying off opposite corners, and that gives you more length across your hammock. And it also makes it so that you only have to tie out 2 points to the ground. If you were to set it up with a ridge line across, then you'd have you'd have the ridge line tied to the trees, and then you'd have 2 on each side, and just creates more work and doesn't give you as much length across your hammock. So definitely always set up in a diagonal pattern, I do anyway, and I just use toggles here so that I can easily adjust it, and there's plenty of room underneath here for the hammock. As you can see here, everything is double stitched very nicely. The great thing about this tarp is that there is so many tie outs. I believe there's 17 tie outs. You can see they just go all the way across each edge there. And then this is our actual ridge line. You can see just how lightweight this material is. I mean, it's not much thicker than a trash bag, but it's much stronger, and of course waterproof, but is certainly an ultralight way to go. I just put a simple cow hitch there and then a taut line hitch so that I could adjust it, and just made some stakes. So very easy to set up using those tie outs. The tie outs are nice and large as well. You can hopefully see the stitching there. Everything is stitched very well. Now you don't have to silicone seal these tie outs, just the ridge line. So you'd want to take the silicone sealer that he included and just run a bead across there on the outside, which is actually the other side of the tarp. I have it upside down, but obviously if I were really going to stay, I'd flip it the other way. But just to show you what the underside looks like, that's what the stitching looks like. And then of course you got your seam going across the ridge line there, and that's what you would have to seal up. Now other tarps that are polyurethane coated, they can use heat tape. You can't use heat tape on a sill tarp because it won't stick. You have to use the special silicone sealer, but he includes that. So at some point I will seal the ridge line before I go to use this tarp. So here is a shelter you can use butting up to a tree. Now you could further tie down the sides here, stake down the sides. Again, that's the great thing about having all of these tie outs, is it's tremendously versatile. Take a closer look at the fabric here. When you coat it, it breaks down the strength of the fiber, so they have to use a thicker material. When it's impregnated, they can get away using this lighter material, this 20D. Impregnated on both sides, whereas some others that say they're a Silnylon are maybe silicone coated on one side and polyurethane on the other side. Nothing wrong with that, but if you want the ultimate in lightweight, this is a true Silnylon tarp. 8x10 is a perfect size, I think. You can make a large A-frame tent. You can see that easily 2 or 3 people could fit under that. It definitely can withstand some heavy winds, and you can see that even though I have the ridge line tied off, and I have it tied off at all 4 corners or staked down, you still have an additional 3 webbing loops per side and 2 webbing loops on the end. So again, the configurations are just pretty much unlimited, and you can really pull this quite tight. I mean, this is quite tight, and you don't really have to worry about any of the stitching coming out. You can see it's really well stitched. I have it the right side up now, so you can see when you have it the right side up, you actually even have a center loop, which is nice as well. So this might be the one if you're looking for a super ultralight waterproof tarp with lots and lots of tie outs. It's not cheap. If you compare it to other true Silnylon tarps that are impregnated, not coated, you'll see that it's a pretty good price. Very easy to give yourself a wind block or a wall with a lip on the front to keep the rain coming off. This is probably the configuration that I would use when I go to seal this tarp, and this is the part you want to seal right here, the ridge line. So you just want to use the included silicone sealer that Brennan supplies and run it across that ridge line, and then just let it sit out in the warm sun for about 2 to 4 hours and let that dry. You can see down here again with the additional tie outs, you could further support the bottom end there. I've never had an 8x10 tarp this lightweight. Again, you wouldn't want to use it as a ground sheet, but I mean, this thing just weighs nothing. Nothing at all. Another thing I like to find out is just how easy does it go back into the stuff sack. I swear some companies, they really try to get by with a small product by making their stuff sack about 10 times too small, and then it's impossible to get the stuff back in there. So we're going to see here just how hard it is to put this guy back in his stuff sack. Nothing to it. Goes right back in there. You can see just how small it is. Has a nice cord lock on it. So excellent product. This is going right in my day pack and probably going to become my hammock tarp. So as you guys can see, a very awesome tarp. It's durable. I wouldn't use it as a ground sheet because it does have a tendency to, you know, be ripped or torn from rocks or sticks. Pretty much the case with any ultra lightweight tarp, but it certainly works great for when you want to shed pounds, when you're backpacking, for example, or especially when you're going to use it as a hammock or a shelter. I like the fact that it's reinforced stitch. You really got to have that, especially at the tie outs. I like that it has tons of tie outs. You really can't beat a tarp that has tons of tie outs and gives you the flexibility for pitching it pretty much any way that you'd like. Now, I did talk to Brennan and I was able to get a coupon code for you guys, so I'm going to put the discount, I believe it's 15% off. I'm going to put a code to that below. They come in an 8x10 size, which I have here today, and then also a 10x12 if you're looking for something a little bit larger. So if you're looking for an ultralight tarp that has great waterproof ability and that packs down super light and small, is actually a true Silnylon tarp, check out the LiteOutdoors tarp. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you leave me some comments below. I do try to answer each and every comment that comes in on my channel. Please share this video with your friends and family who might be interested on social media. You can click that share button below and share it on things like Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. If you want to follow me on Google+, Facebook, or Twitter, all my links are in every video in the description. You just click show more. As always, guys, if you haven't already done so, click that big red subscribe button for more videos.